Congratulations, you're on the clock.
Buffy's cooked up a new way to make money.
Your meat's here.
But down at the Doublemeat Palace,
I think there's something wrong here.
the people are dropping like fries.
I think you're seeing demons where there's just life.
And all new Buffy. At the Doublemeat Palace,
Your meat's here.
they're dropping like fries.
Holy crap.
And all new Buffy.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Slade, the Buffyverse Revisited. I'm one of your hosts. I'm Jeremy.
I'm your other host, James.
And this week, we will be double-sizing our way into Season 6, Episode 12, Doublemeat Palace.
Last week you said we were going to be raw dogging our way into it.
Well, I
I'm
lied.
just saying. Fucking liar.
I lied to you, James. How do you like me
It's
now?
It hurts. If I'm being frank, you can still be Jeremy, but I'm going to be Frank.
Okay, well, I'm glad it hurts, and I hope that it stings.
Well, yeah, stinging is part of hurting, isn't it? So
I mean, it doesn't have to be.
I think it does. I think,
Okay.
I think if it stings, then that must mean it hurts.
Well, but if it hurts, does that must mean it stings?
No.
Okay. Good. I'm glad we've settled that, James. So
How you doing, Jeremy?
Terribly. I as I told you before we began recording, I dislocated my rectum.
Ooh.
Yeah. I had to pull the Mel Gibson Lethal Weapon, slamming the shoulder into the wall. I just ran ass first into it, and I just felt just like a boom. Right there it was back.
Sucked it. How exactly did you dislocate your rectum?
Took a giant shit.
It's a giant, just...
Some people are like, oh my God, I just shit a log. Well, this was a log cabin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fully articulated cabin.
Wow. Like,
Yeah.
straight Abe Lincoln log cabin, huh?
Oh, no, this was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
Oh, wow. So it was like a log condo.
Yeah. Now you understand the dislocation.
Yeah, I get it. Wow.
James, how have you been, my friend?
I also had rectum issues. Not the same as yours.
Never even met him.
Yeah, rectum. I don't even know him.
What are you talking about over here?
Yeah, it was like there was a race out of my asshole, and everyone was winning but me.
Oh, so did you have to change your underoos?
No.
You did make it in time to not have to.
I did make it in time to not have to change my underoos, which is good because I'm wearing my Spider-Man underoos, and I would have really hated to ruin those.
To shat them.
Yeah.
Well, as we've discussed, it's probably lactose intolerance, James.
Probably.
Yeah. Maybe you
Sucking
should.
stuff.
I don't know. Maybe slow down on the cheese. Okay. All right. Well,
I would rather risk dislocating my rectum.
fair enough. I suffer from lactose intolerance myself, and I had to give up regular milk, long ago. But cheese and say like cheese or cottage cheese or sour cream or what have you, they don't really bother me that much.
No.
Maybe if I eat a ton of it, it can be a little, but nothing compares to, like, if I drink a glass of like 2% regular milk, what comes out of me for the next 8 to 12 hours is reminiscent of lava, and basically by the end of it, I want to kill myself.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. The straight regular milk is pretty brutal on me, but again, cheese, sour cream, cottage cheese, if I just eat them like a normal amount, say at a meal, it doesn't really bother me.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. I bet that really makes you jealous.
Not really. Not
All right. James, why don't you lactose us up some dates and deets and try not to shit them all out?
Yes, as previously stated, we will be. What did you say? We will be
Double sizing.
double sizing our way into the 12th episode of the 6th season of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the 112th episode overall, Doublemeat Palace, written by Jane Espenson and directed by Nick Mark. Our original air date was January 29th, 2002 on the now defunct UPN network. Our Nielsen rating for Doublemeat Palace, 3.5, ranking it 87th out of the 136 primetime shows airing on network television that week, and dropping it to number 3 out of the 10 primetime shows airing on UPN for that week. Steady decline. We started in the number 1 position there, and now we've slowly declined to 2 and 3.
Well, Buffy likes it from behind.
Wow.
That's what I've heard.
Okay. Our regular cast, as always, includes Sarah Michelle Gellar as Buffy, Nicholas Brendan as Xander, Emma Caulfield as Anya, Michelle Trachtenberg as Dawn, James Marsters as Spike, Allison Hannigan as Willow. Our guest stars this week include Elizabeth Ann Allen as Amy, Pat Crawford Brown as Wig Lady, Brent Hinckley as Manny, Kirsten Nelson as Lorraine, Kaylee Rocha as Halfrick, T. Ferguson as Gary, Marion Calvert as Gina, Douglas Bennett as Philip, and Andrew Revel as Timothy. Kirsten Nelson, that's who that was. And it's funny that it's her, because if you will remember, in our previous episode, I asked if you had ever watched Monk. Okay?
Right.
Paired with Monk on the USA Network was another great show called Psych. Did you ever watch Psych?
Some, yes.
So the head of the chief on Psych was a female, and she was played by Kirsten Nelson. And when I watched this episode, I was like, at the end when Buffy's talking to the new manager of the Doublemeat Palace, I was like, who is this woman? Like, I know her from somewhere. I could not place it. It was a young Kirsten Nelson, who I remembered from Psych.
See, I just, with it being a woman, I just assumed she was irrelevant.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
That sounded very Republican.
It sounded very GOP. Yes. My synopsis this week reads: Buffy tries to get to the bottom of why she returned from... Oh, wait, no. Sorry.
Try again, my friend. Try again.
When Buffy takes a job at a fast food restaurant, she starts to suspect that the disappearing co-workers and the secret ingredient to the restaurant's hamburger patties may be connected.
Well, that's the same one I have, so skip right into the fucking cold open.
All right. We open, and we are in... What? Hold on. Do we open? Where am I? Come on. We open, and we are in the Summers home. And Willow and Xander and Anya are sitting in the living room, and Willow is trying to tell them about the trio and who they are and what shenanigans they have been and are up to. And she tells them that Buffy went to, their cellar layer to apprehend them and, wrap this whole thing up. But they had already cleared out of there and disappeared. And Anya keeps interrupting her, talking about how the problem with supervillains is that they don't want to put in the work for the money, and that's not how it works, and you have to put in hard work to get compensated, and in order to get compensated you have to put in hard work. It's real capitalist bullshit.
It's very GOP.
It's very capitalist bullshit. At that point, Buffy appears on the outset of the living room wearing a goofy little uniform because she is getting ready to start the first day of her new job. And that is our cold open.
And what is her new job? Peep show girl.
Wow.
She has to go and sit in a glass booth all day while dirty hippies look at her. And she's not even doing anything. She's literally just sitting there in this little booth. She's just wearing normal clothes. She's just playing on her phone, and they're jizzing. No?
No.
Wrong episode. My bad.
Right.
So we cut to the Doublemeat Palace where Buffy has gotten a job, obviously a fast food joint, and she's watching one of those awesome welcome to your new job videos. It took me back. It took me back, James. I remember when I was 15, I got a job at, I had 2 jobs when I was 15. And one of them was at the rallies. I don't know if you guys have rallies there.
We have Checkers. But
Checkers,
they're the same
thing.
Yeah.
And I remember having to watch that. Well, at several jobs I had in my younger years, having to watch those awesome employment videos. This one's pretty graphic. It sounds like it's showing the grinding up process of the whole
slaughter.
The wholesale slaughter of chickens and cows. Apparently, the burger they are known for looks very much like a Big Mac. However, between the center bun, the top part is a beef patty, and the bottom part is chicken. And I was like, that sounds fucking gross. I can't be the only one who was like, and I get it, you don't like burgers anyway, but just what? Who would no? Who wants that? No.
Who would do that?
No.
It doesn't sound. It's like how on the secret menu at McDonald's you can get what they call the land, sea, and air burger, and it's a hamburger patty, a fish fillet, and a chicken fillet.
No. If anyone ordered that around me, I'm leaving and I'm never coming back. That's horrific.
I would unsubscribe them from life.
Wow. I wasn't going to murder anyone, but okay. All right. Okay. Fair enough.
No, yeah, it would make me homicidal.
Honestly, though, it would make me want to kill several, at least 24 people.
Right. Like, in a scene coming up, someone orders a fisherman.
Like Fisherman's Catch or something like that.
Yeah, like the Fisherman's Medley or something with bacon, and I was like, that means they ordered a fish fillet with bacon. And I love bacon, and I like fish fillets, but I would never put those two things together. That is abomination against humanity, and that person should be shot.
It's also not kosher. So your Jewish half would not.
I don't have a
no?
Jewish half. No.
No. Oh, okay.
Nope.
Okay. Well, fair enough, Gentile. So I love fish fillets, but I hate this. I hate bacon.
I know you're not human.
I know that I'm uniquely awesome. I realize it. No,
that's not what I meant.
No, honestly, I get that I'm in the minority. I'm just not a pork guy. But if I was, like, I can't imagine, because I've eaten plenty of bacon in my life. It's just at a certain point in my age, or a certain point in my life, at a certain age, I was like, ooh, I don't fucking like this anymore. But anyway, I can't imagine putting bacon on fucking fish, dude. That sounds
that's
fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, you should be ejected. At the very least, you should be ejected from the premises and maybe not shot, but a little bit stabbed.
Right. Listen, it can be an escalation thing. Like, if someone comes up and they're like, hey, give me a fish fillet sandwich with bacon, as the person taking the order, you should be allowed to be like, no, please try again.
And then they order the same thing. Then you can stab them a little bit.
Then you can stab them a little bit as they're being escorted out of your establishment.
And roughed up by security.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm for that. That's fine. I'm all for that. Anyway, as the video finally ends, it seems as though she's been watching this video for about half the fucking workday. And I want to tell you what really pisses me off here in a second. So Manny, the manager, shows up, and he's hilariously.
That's not a joke. That's his name.
Yeah, and he's hilarious. He plays this role great. I love it. And he basically takes her around and then showing her all the shit and introducing her to some other coworkers who seem to be like zoned out, brain dead fucking whack jobs. And guess what? They are.
When it first started, Darlene was like, "What's wrong with them?" And I'm like, "They work retail."
They work at even worse. They work in fast food. Fast food is like, if retail had an anus that also had cancer, it's fast food. So anyway, he's showing her all around the different places, and at one point he takes her up to the time clock. And he's like, punches her in. He's like, congratulations, you're now on the clock. And I was like, bull fucking shit.
I was on the clock when you sat me down for that fucking training video.
Goddamn right. She's in a uniform and having to watch this No. There have been, when I was younger, there were jobs I straight walked out of in the middle of like the first day because they said, oh, you don't get paid for training. And I was like, oh, well, you don't get me. And like, no shit. So like, you think I'm going to sit here and watch an hour and a half long video of your company jerking itself off and you're not going to pay me for it? You are fucking high, Manny the manager.
Yep.
Anyway, now that I've gotten that out of my system. He does not want her to go in the cooler. He makes that clear. He does not want her to open up the filing cabinet, which I don't know why he's like showing her where the pickle thing is, and it happens to be sitting on top of this filing cabinet, and she just immediately tries to open the filing cabinet. And I'm like, what do you do? And it's got a padlock on it, and he's like, no, I don't know. And she looks at him like, really? And I'm like, why are you trying to get in the filing cabinet? You've been at this job now for 20 minutes.
She's so taken aback.
Yeah, she's like, how dare you? You know, like, I don't know. That just struck me odd. And then he offers her one of the double meat medley, their famous. Can't really call it a burger. Their famous sandwich, which has the top patty of meat, bottom patty of chicken, bun in between, lettuce. The lettuce looked horrific. It's like the greenest lettuce I've ever seen. It looked like straight up grass clippings. And then it has, of course, the secret ingredient, which we all know what the secret ingredient for McDonald's is. It's jizz and crack. We know this, right?
Yeah, it's crack infused semen. That's why I refuse to eat. That's why I refuse to eat there.
I don't like, dude. Big Macs are fucking nasty. They always have been, and they always will be. Like here's 11 pounds of bread, and with a paper thin sheet of meat in there. I'm like, no.
You wanna make a decent sandwich? You got to do it like Arby's. You got to give me half a pound of meat in between those two buns,
Right?
And then we're talking.
And those two buns better be lightly toasted and buttered.
Yes.
With crack infused jizz. So no.
No, I don't think. No. I don't think.
Okay.
I mean, that may be what is in the Arby's sauce. Maybe.
It could be. Oh God, do you like horsey sauce?
Not as a general rule, no. But I have eaten it.
I have tasted it before,
Yeah.
but I don't understand it. It hurts. It does. It's like
there's a restaurant here, and they serve prime rib sliders with a horseradish aioli, and they're phenomenal. They're really good.
I wouldn't eat. I would tell them hold the bullshit. It's like the same thing with just straight radishes. Like they hurt. I can't eat. They literally hurt. I don't like them.
Yeah.
And that's all I have to say about radishes.
But I don't. No, I don't do the horsey sauce on my Arby's. It's got to be Arby's sauce or nothing.
Or the cheese, or the
yeah, of
what do you
course
call
the
it?
cheese. Yeah,
the liquid cheese.
Yeah, the liquid.
Oh my. So then he offers her that sandwich, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm not." And he's like, "Eat it." Like literally, he's like, "Eat it,"
Yeah.
and she's like, "You fucking eat it, Manny." That's the second time I would have walked out of this job. So she does.
And he's like, look at me. I'm the sandwich now.
Eat me. And then he just crams his dick into her face. Wait, what?
Oh, jeez. Why do I do this? Why do I open these fucking doors? I didn't even see it coming. I was like, God damn it.
You would think after these many years that we have been doing this.
Honestly, you would think that I would run something through my head and be like, no, don't say it because nope, don't say it because you're gonna regret what you're gonna say because you're gonna regret what he's gonna say in return.
And sometimes you're gonna regret it again because you're gonna escalate it.
Yes. Do you know how many times I'm rewatching the podcast on YouTube and Darlene is just like, look at your face. Like you regret everything that is happening right now. And I'm like, I know. Like I know.
But I keep saying things.
I keep saying things. And then he says something and then I'm like, I can't stop.
I can't stop. You're like crying.
I just say things and then he says things and then I say things and it keeps going.
It will never stop. And then you hurt yourself.
And then I cut.
I cut, and we have discussed on this show where you cut.
Right on my shaft.
On my shaft. Shaft caught me off guard. That's a good one. So she takes the bite because he's being creepy as he's like, eat it, and she's like, I'd just be like, fuck you, I'm not. You eat it, you fuck, and then just smash it in his face. But she does, and then she asks about the secret ingredient, and she doesn't get like any kind of actual answer. At which point I'm being like, fuck that, I'm spitting that shit out because then I know it's jizz. If they're not willing to tell you,
right? I'm like, what is the secret ingredient? No, and
yeah. And then he's like, I remember just, this is way off top. Never mind. I'm not going to go there. No, I remember people used to be like, man, I wonder what the secret ingredient for the Big Mac is. I'm like, it's literally Thousand Islands dressing. There's nothing special about it. It has some cut up onions in it.
Yeah, it's Thousand Island dressing, you moron.
I'm like, it's not secret or special. You can go buy it right now for 29 cents a bottle. Like, what? I wonder what this is. Oh, okay. So yeah, then Gary is waiting on a woman. He's like training Buffy at the counter to do the register. There's something that happens here that cracks me up, James. And I wasn't the only one because Gal said it at the exact same time that I did. So he's training her how to use the register thingy and take orders and all that. And this old lady with a really bad wig comes up, and she just wants her regular. Apparently she's there all the time, knows everybody. She's like, oh, you're new. Oh, good. I'll eat you later.
You're going to be here forever.
I'm going to try to eat you later. No, she all she wants is a coffee, a small coffee, and a cherry pie, which he rings up with a total of 3 button presses. Buffy then says to him, you push so many buttons, I don't understand. I don't know what to. And I was like, he pushed 3 buttons. He pushed coffee, small, and then cherry pie. And it fucking blew, like her brain exploded and it was leaking out of her ear. And I was like, dude, I know they've always played Buffy as kind of a little dumb, but like, this was another level of stupid because everything had, like, all their menu items have like a picture of the item. All they have to do is touch the picture of the item and then, like, you know, the size or whatever, and then, hey, Buffy can't get it. So since she's clearly struggling, he says to her, hey, why don't you take the next customer? It's a family of 5, and he's like, they're here all the time. Since you couldn't handle this little old lady's two item order, take the family. Who the guy then walks up and proceeds to start ordering just rapid fire, like, I need a double medley, the fisherman's anus catch of the week. He's just naming all this shit off. Now, at that point, it's like, okay, I get it. Like, I'd be overwhelmed too. Like, I'd be like, well,
yeah, right.
But when he took an order that called for 3 button presses and she was flabbergasted, I was like, has she ever had to do anything like in her whole entire life? I don't think she has.
She's never had a job. She's had one job in her entire life, and that was when she was a waitress in L.A. when she ran away.
Yeah, and she said, oh, I would, because later on she says that, and Dawn says, oh, when were you a waitress? And she says, last year.
No, she says that year in L.A.
Oh, because I was like, what? That was 100% not last year.
Yeah.
That was like several seasons ago, and Dawn, you didn't exist then. Anyway. So then Buffy has a break. And what does she do? She decides to start sneaking around into the back rooms and looking at shit. Until Manny catches her. Because she was in the cooler. And he's like, hey, you don't need to be in there. And she's like, okay. Like, what are you going to do? Arrest me? Then she goes back up to the counter to resume her shift. And who shows up? The most annoying. No. The most annoying friends she has, Xander and Anya, with Willow and Dawn in tow.
So all of her friends.
All of her most annoying friends, yeah, which is all of them. So they're there to support her, and so they make an order, or Xander makes an order. He's like, well, let me get the double medley meal. And, okay. Buffy's like, no problem. It's on me. And yeah. Xander's like, sweet. And I'm like, wait a minute. She's working at this shithole because she doesn't have any money and she's trying to get money, but you're okay with her buying your double medley thing while meanwhile you're making a fat living as a construction foreman.
Right.
And so that was like, wow. Again, shitty friends. They're all shitty friends to each other.
They are.
Apparently, no one else orders anything. The rest of them just stand there. Because as soon as she then she comes back and she's like, oh, I double-sized it for you, too. And he's like, oh, sweet. And she hands him. He just unwraps it and just starts mowing it right there at the counter. And there's, like, people standing behind them waiting to, like... Yeah. If it was me, I'm like, dude, can you fuck off so I can order? But so then they start talking, and yeah, it's just like they start talking about the wedding a little bit, and then they're Anya says like, well, after Willow threw me that awesome bridal shower with the magic and stuff, she's like, I was hoping she could just do the same thing for the wedding, but then she had to go and ruin it. And Willow's like, I'm fucking standing right here. And Anya's like, I know. I want you to fucking hear what I'm saying, you fucking crackhead. And so anyway, then they fuck off. And Spike shows up. Because, vampires need to eat, too. Which, actually, they don't. So he's basically busting her balls about working at a fast food joint. And I'm like, hey, bro, hey, look at me. You've been alive for a couple 100 years, and you live in a fucking hole. So let's not talk to anybody about how they make money. Because used to, you had to work for her as, like, side gig money. Like, doing, like, fucking pathetic work just to make money for your fucking, your beer. So... Maybe fuck all the way off. At which point he tells her she needs to leave because it's going to kill her here. It's going to destroy her soul, and she's better than this, and blah blah blah. And she's like, I need money, Spike. And he's like, well, I can get money. And I'm like, can you, Spike? I kind of feel like you can't. I've kind of since season 1, I've kind of never got the sense that you're good at getting money. You've never had it. Kind of feel like you never will. So maybe leave the girl alone. Just an idea. So, and then he says something like, so basically like he's hinting around that she's maybe a demon now because that's why he's able to hit her and the chip doesn't fuck up. And I'm like, no, maybe the chip is just not that fucking sophisticated. And since she died and was then revived, the chip just simply doesn't register as being alive anymore. So, but no, let's jump to the conclusion she's a demon. Good on you, Spike. By the way, could you get some money? Oh, that's right. You can't.
You're a loser.
You're a loser. Spike, okay, blah, 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 blah. So she, like, turns away from him, and she's like, fuck off. So then we cut to behind the building, back where the dumpsters are, and Gary, the nice lad who was teaching her how to push all three of those buttons, he is back there apparently emptying some garbage, and you see from the point of view of someone else walk up on him, and he's like, "Oh, you scared me. Oh, it's just you. What are you doing?" Ah! And we cut away. Gary, rest in peace. The next day,
R.I.P. Gary.
This one kills me too. Manny walks up and he's like, "Buffy, I want you to kill yourself," and she just does without even saying anything. No, he's like, "So Gary's not here. I'm gonna need you. You're on the grill," and I'm like, "Really? Day 2? She's on the grill. She's never even seen the grill. Well, she glanced at the grill briefly." You hired her to literally be the new counter girl, because he even tells the dudes in the back that went on her first day. But now all of a sudden she's on the grill. Why? I don't know, because that's not where Gary worked. Gary was on the counter. But she needs to be on the grill. So she's over there with one of the weird dudes she met on day 1. He's all tatted up, but he's like really fucking stupid and also really weird. And he's like, "So you put the patties on there and you push this a button, and then when that there alarm goes off, you flip them, and then you push the button again, and when that one goes off, then you're done," or whatever. And she's like, she's like, "Thanks, you can leave now. I'm now a master of this grill."
He's like, and you put it on a bun. There's no button for that.
Yeah, there's no button for that. I'm like, oh boy. Then he starts talking about how one day I realized I couldn't hear, and I went to the doctor, and I had a plug in there of grease. And she's like, "Okay." Like, she's trying to be nice, and she's like, "Oh, okay." And he's like, "Yeah, so now I got me these tools where I can clean out my grease ear." And he's like, "Do you want to look in my ear?" And she's like, "I would rather kill myself." and he's like...
And then she literally, just bends right over and plants her face on the fucking grill.
Onto the grill. And she holds it there while she's just like, "Ah! Take it! Ah!" And he pushes the button to wait for it to go off, because he doesn't know what else to do. He's really dumb.
So he can flip her.
Yeah, because this guy is fucking dumb. By the way, they cut at one point when the buzzer goes off for him to flip the patties. I don't know if it's him flipping them or it's supposed to be her flipping them. I don't know who it was, but whoever it was looked like they had never flipped a hamburger patty in their life. Like, it was horrible. I just happened to notice that. Buffy asks him about the secret ingredient, to which he repeats this phrase that makes no sense, and she's just like, "Okay, so you are also retarded. All right, gotcha." So then Manny comes up and tells Buffy, this is the one that killed me, "You're working a double shift." At which point I would have been like, "The fuck I am." Is that anything like, will I work a double shift? Because I'm pretty sure, especially in the state of California, you can't force anyone to work a double shift. And she's all like, "What, 8 more hours after these 8 hours?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's how double. That's what the word double means.
That's how a double shift works."
And then he says something insane to her that I also found insane. "You'll get paid for it."
Yeah, no shit, I will.
Oh, whoa! And he goes, "And you get another double, whatever it's called, the double meat fucking medley free." And she's like, I didn't get the first one." And he's like, "I know, I put my dick on it." No, but he says that to her like, "You'll get paid." And she's like, "Oh, in that case, I'd like to work a triple." I'm never going home again, and I don't know. I found it annoying. And so then she's like, "Wah, wah, wah." Like she has no choice in the situation. I'm just like, tell Manny to fuck
all
off.
the way off.
And then when he starts to walk away, say, no. Keep fucking off until I can't see you anymore. Right. Fuck off out into traffic. Keep going. But, so at the apartment, we cut to Xander's apartment. He's talking to Anya, who's in another room, about Buffy. About how she's having to work a double shift and blah, blah, blah. So, and then poof, a demon appears. Looks rather familiar. I mean, the makeup and stuff. And apparently it's a vengeance demon, and it's there for Xander. And Anya comes out of the room to where Xander is, and the demon is like, how many pieces would you like this man in? And Anya's like, I think she calls her Hal. Her name's Halfrick, yeah. But I think she calls her Hal. She's like, Hal, it's me. And then she's like, Anyanka? Oh, and they start hugging and shit. And Xander's like, I'm gonna leave. Like, literally leave the apartment. And he does. He fucks right off. And Anya's like, oh, I'm sorry for the confusion. I summoned you, but it was for my wedding, not, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh, you're getting... And then she says a phrase that is said again later that's confusing to me. She says, oh, you're going to marry the man with the unusually large upper arms? And I'm like, what? Huh? Xander? They're talking about Xander, but I was like, what? Like, okay. And Anya's like, yeah, whatever. And so they start having their they go to girl chat or whatever while Xander gets the fuck out of Dodge. So then we cut back to the Doublemeat Palace, and what's going on there, James, other than the fire?
Manny has also started shoving everyone into the meat grinder. On top of everything being on fire.
Right.
That's everything okay over there?
No, I think there's something drastically wrong with the mixer. It's just sitting there on 148.42, and I've got this weird button up, and yeah, I got this weird feeling nothing's being recorded right now. So, well, I mean, I did everything right on my end, but something is definitely not looking right. Sorry. Go on.
Well, if it's not, I can send you the audio. If it's
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'll have to get the audio from this, but
and everyone will be able to hear what is this conversation right now.
Yes, exactly.
Because we don't edit anything. So.
Oh no, God no! I'm not gonna edit that, dude.
Nah,
I'm just not. I don't do this editing thing. That's ridiculous.
I'm 100% leaving this all in the video version. So.
Well, yeah. You know, one thing honestly, I'm being dead serious. One thing I hate about some podcasts is that they are so overly edited and produced.
Yeah.
That a lot of times the conversation flow feels weird. It's like snap, 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 back and forth, and I'm like, Jesus, can we leave a little fucking humanity in it?
Right. So yeah, we cut back to the Doublemeat Palace, and it's slow, and Buffy says to this old woman, Gina, she's like, since it's slow, I'm going to take another break, and sorry, I lost my place. And she spots Spike through like the drive-through window or some shit. And then we cut to her and Spike in the alley behind the Doublemeat Palace, fucking going to Bone Town.
He's giving her the double meat.
And I threw up in my mouth again. And
He's like, ooh, cooties.
Well, because it's like they're going at it, but she looks like completely like out of it. Like
Gal
she's,
immediately Gal immediately goes, she doesn't look like she's enjoying herself.
right.
And I go, well, she's wearing a Doublemeat Palace uniform. She's in the back alley.
Well,
Yeah.
And I think the whole thing is like, so we're supposed to believe that the reason this whole thing is happening with Spike is because she's searching for some sort of respite from her life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so she should at least, it should at least seem like she's enjoying being with, you know what I'm saying? Like, but she looks totally like uninterested and unenthusiastic about it, and it's like, why are we even doing this then? Like, we're supposed to believe she's hooking up with Spike because it brings some sort of joy to her life that isn't there, yet we're not seeing that. Like, I don't know.
No, I yeah, you're not going to get any arguments from me. You know, I hate this shit too, but it's like he's having the time of his life, but she's just like,
right.
You know.
So then we cut back to the Summers house, and Willow is studying, and Amy shows up, and she apparently wants her fucking cage back for sentimental reasons or whatever. It's fucking weird.
To say the least.
And they have a little talk about how Willow quit magic cold turkey and how she's doing with that and everything. And as Amy's leaving, she like puts a spell on her or gives her like a magic high. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
I didn't get it either.
It's the same thing that happened at Rack's place. Like, he was imbuing them with magic. I don't get how it works.
And it made them all like high.
Right, like, I get it's a metaphor for drugs, but I don't understand how, like, imbuing somebody with magic
who already has magic,
right, works. Like, I don't get it, but whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Willow essentially relapses because Amy, like, roofies her, I guess. Essentially.
Yeah, Amy is a supreme piece of shit.
Yes. It would be like if, yeah, never mind. But yes.
I don't recall this being Amy at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay.
This wasn't really Amy, you know, and she's been a rat since the first season, so, like, where does this character development come from? Like,
yeah.
So we cut back to the Doublemeat Palace, and Buffy's watching the grinder grind the meat and realizes that it's getting so full that it's overflowing onto the floor, and she starts to, like, not even pick it up. She literally starts to dig through it and finds a human finger. And I was like, why is she digging through? Like, fucking scoop it up. Like, whatever. I don't know.
Or just be like, you know what? I don't get paid enough, and just walk away.
Right. So she grabs the finger and she storms into Manny's office, and he's like, she's like, it basically is like, is this Gary? And she's like, I found this by the grinder, and he's like, well, we did have a grinder accident like 6 weeks ago. And she's like, this isn't a fucking 6 weeks old finger. This is brand new. And he's like, well, maybe Gary did come in this morning and had a grinder accident and got himself to the hospital. And she's like, yeah, whatever, fat ass or dumbass. I don't know why I said fat ass.
That caught me off guard.
She's like, so then she rushes out of the out of his office and into the main restaurant, and she's like, everyone stop eating it, stop eating. She's like, the double meat medley is people. It's people, like straight out of Soylent Green.
Soylent Green, yep. I said the same thing, and Gal went, what? And I was like, never mind.
Soylent Green is people. People.
Yep.
Right, another Charlton Heston movie, right up there with, get your filthy paws off me, you damn dirty apes.
You damn dirty apes, yeah. And at the very end, he falls to his knees at the, no.
I was on Earth the whole time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, and she ends up getting fired. So then we cut back to Anya and Halfrick at Anya and Xander's place, and they're having their little girl talk, and Halfrick keeps pointing out Halfrick, wouldn't that be?
Halfrick is a demon. Who knows? I mean, that's why Xander's in love with Anya.
Oh.
Right.
So, they're talking, and Anya's talking about her relationship with Xander, and Halfrick keeps, like, pointing out what a douchebag Xander is. And starts making Anya, like, second guess everything with Xander. So then we cut to the magic box, and apparently Buffy has called a meeting about the severed finger she found, but only Dawn and Xander show up, and so she's got a double meat medley, and she's like talking about everything at the Doublemeat Palace, and she's like, that's why I brought the burger here, so that we can examine it and figure out if it's made of people. And we cut to Xander, who has completely devoured the Doublemeat medley while Buffy was talking, and he's obviously disgusted that he may have eaten human flesh.
I'm sure it's not the first time.
And Willow shows up late, but she's ready to start researching. But she's still feeling the effects of some of Amy's spell. And Buffy fucks off to go back to the Doublemeat Palace and investigate after hours. And
as one would do.
As one would do. And we cut back to the Doublemeat Palace, and what's happening there, Jeremy?
There's a fire. And since no one's there, no one died.
Right. Buffy puts it out, and everything's fine.
Right. So, yeah. So, basically, Buffy breaks in. And she starts looking around for clues, I guess. And she finds Manny's foot and part of his leg.
Mm-hmm.
So Manny is no more, apparently. Well, I mean, I guess he could be, but he is missing part of his leg and his foot.
Right.
Willow is, because then she continues looking around at stuff, and we cut back to the magic box, and Willow is trying not to use magic. She's all fucking tweaking out again.
Yeah, she's trying to pour something out of a beaker into a test tube, and she's all like, I don't need magic. I don't need it. I can do it without. I don't need magic.
I can do with that. I can do with that. I can do with that.
I do that.
And she's like, Xander, I'll suck your dick if you get me some magic. And he's like, well, okay. So, no, that didn't happen. Euro minutes again.
Damn Euro minutes.
Fucking listen, I got to report on what I see. Okay. So, Xander, yeah. So Dawn and Xander then have this weird, like, out of nowhere conversation about how Buffy's life is going to suck because, you know, with her being the Slayer, she's never going to be able to have, like, what Dawn calls an important job, like a lawyer or a doctor. And I'm like, no, I kind of don't think Buffy would have been a lawyer or a doctor even if she wasn't the Slayer.
Right.
I mean, just out of fairness, I'm not saying she's an idiot, but she's also
not smart.
Yeah. And so I kind of don't feel like you can blame that on being the Slayer thing. It's not like she was a Rhodes Scholar that got saddled with, you know, being a Slayer.
Right.
And then, you know, Xander basically says almost exactly what I was thinking in my head. He's like, well, then you can, and then you can pay for your deadbeat sister.
Yeah.
And Dawn's like, no. And he's like, that's how families work, you little fucking bitch.
And
then
Dawn's
he punches her.
That's so much not better. And I'm like,
yeah. And then he punched her in the Adam's apple that she doesn't have. Yeah, so then finally Anya shows up. And there's a nice little argument between her and Xander. Because Xander, for some stupid reason, decides to bring up and ask her, did you look like that when you were a demon? And Anya's like, I thought I was the stupid one in the relationship. Obviously, that's what yeah. And he's like, oh. And she's like, what do you, like, why? And he's like, well, you know, because the bitch was ugly. And she's like, wow. And I don't know, the whole thing, I'm like, hey, Xander, maybe just shut the fuck up and don't start the conversation, you know? So
don't start none, won't be none.
Straight up. 100. So Willow's analysis finally is done and reveals that the basic composition of the, quote, meat is cellulose. Which, whatever that's supposed to mean. Then we cut back, so it's not people, we know that, so that it's kind of funny. Xander's like, no, and she's like, no, that's good, it's not people, and he's like, it's not people, oh, it's not people. So he's off the hook. I guess he's not a cannibal yet.
That we're aware of.
That we know of, right. We cut back to the meat palace, and Buffy is still snooping around, trying to find some clues. And then she kind of comes around a corner, and who does she see? Well, she finds a wig, and she's like, oh, fuck, it's Wig Lady's wig. She's been a victim. And then she comes around a corner, and there is Wig Lady, bald as a cue ball, without her wig on. And then her top of her head splits open. And this...
Hold on.
Yeah.
And what can only be described as a giant penis monster
looks dead up like a dick
from her head.
Yes. Looks straight up like a dick with a mouth and teeth.
Yes.
And even Buffy goes, oh my god, that's a giant cock.
Imagine a dick with the alien's the alien's mouth.
A xenomorph mouth.
With a xenomorph mouth, yes.
Yeah. Yep. And why are we telling people to imagine it? They all watched it.
That's fair.
Hurt yourself. So then it of course starts, it like sprays her with this like, it looks like jizz. It jizzes on her. And she's like, oh, it's paralyzed. The old lady or alien demon, whatever. She's like, because whenever really, I was like, is she a demon or like a fucking alien? Like, it's kind of a toss up there. She's like, well, it's paralyzing liquid. And because Buffy's having trouble moving, and she's like, it works its way from the bottom to the top. And I'm like, isn't that a kind of a shitty paralyzing liquid? Shouldn't it kind of just paralyze? Like, right? But no. It's a slow-acting paralyzing jizz stain. So she starts obviously fucking off, like basically crawling away because her legs are already dead. So basically, the evil person tells her story of how she's been eating the employees for all this time, and she loves them because they've worked there so long that that their whole body is just permeated with the secret or the juices. Or I'm like, why not just go there and eat the fucking burgers then? Like, why do you have to eat the people? Like, you know what I mean? So then Willow shows up, and she can't get into the building because it's locked, apparently. Like, Buffy broke in, but I guess locked up behind herself. And so she decides to go around to the drive-through speaker and start talking to Buffy through the drive-through speaker, which I'm like, yeah, pretty sure that's not going to be working when they're closed. But, you know. Basically starts telling everybody, or starts telling Buffy, you know, what she discovered, that it's not made of humans, it's actually not even meat, it's fucking processed vegetables. And then she starts...
It's a fucking Beyond Burger before Beyond Burgers were a thing.
It's an Impossible Whopper, yes. Which, by the way, I had an Impossible Whopper, and I have to admit, pretty fucking good. Then again, I liked the soy burgers in high school, so call me crazy.
Soy boy liberal cuck.
Soy boy lip cuck. Then she starts confessing all about, again, this is on the drive-through speaker. She starts confessing all about the situation, like with Amy hitting her with the magic, and now she's off the wagon, and blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, Buffy's fucking fighting for her life, scrambling around, trying to stay away from the penis monster. And then, like, a bunch of shit gets knocked over, and Willow literally says, Buffy, what was that? Something fell.
Yeah, she's like, Buffy, I heard something fall.
And Buffy's probably like, why are all my friends so stupid that they make me look smart?
And here's the thing. Literally, the only reason they threw that line in there was to then give a reason as to why Willow went inside the Doublemeat Palace.
Yeah.
That's literally the only reason.
Yeah. So, as James alluded to, Willow finally goes in, which she couldn't get in before, but now, and because I don't think they show how or whatever, but now she has no problem, and she just goes right in.
Right.
She's just like, da-da-da-da, and she just fucks right inside there. And at which point, it's got Buffy over there by the fucking, conveniently right next to the grinder. And the grinder has been also conveniently turned on by, like, Buffy's elbow. And the penis monster latches on to Buffy's shoulder. Just as Willow comes in, and she's like, oh, what the fuck? And it turns around and it sees her, and it tries to jizz on Willow, but Willow screams and gets out of the way. And then it turns back around and latches onto Buffy again. And then she's like, you miss me. And it turned around to her again, and she chopped it off with, I didn't see what it was, like a spatula or something?
I don't know. Chops
the dick off of the old lady's head, and then picks it up and puts it in the grinder. And, yeah, it grinds it up.
It does.
Well, it tries to pop up and jizz on her again, but she's like screams and pushes it back down, and
you're gonna hate me for this, but what comes out of the grinder reminded me very much of egg salad.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Because they did show it, and I was like, oh, that's gross. Ooh, egg salad. And then I got some bread, and I was like, I was just waiting. I was like,
You're like, I'll take care of that for you. I'll clean it up.
can I get in there on that? And so yeah, it's dead. And the next day at the old Sumer's house, who shows up but good old Amy. Just walks right up the sidewalk like, everyone in this house loves me. Knocks on the door, and Willow opens it, and she's like, yeah. And, Amy's basically like, hey, my new place isn't ready yet. I was just wondering if I could borrow some detergent. And Willow's like, oh, yeah, about that.
I'm going to stop you right there. Clearly, Amy is a reasonably powerful witch.
I'm sure.
So, if I was imbued with magical abilities, I would never do laundry again. I would just be like, clothes cleano or some shit, and have clean clothes, right?
Clothes cleano. That is a legitimate spell.
Right. I know. I've seen Harry Potter.
Yeah. No. Not only that. Okay. Yeah. Yes. I agree. Like, there's a spell for everything in the Buffyverse.
Right.
So there has to be like a ba-ba-da, and it's like, hey, look, I'm clean. I didn't have to shower. Like, I'm good.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So anyway, she's like, I need to borrow some detergent and stuff. And Willow's like, yeah, so no. I need you to fuck all the way off.
Willow has one of the best lines here.
Yeah, she does. I'm going to say it.
Okay.
So they go back and forth, and Willow's like, yeah, I just don't want to, I can't spend any more time with you, Amy. Like, you're bad news, basically. And Amy's like, wow, bitch. And Willow's like, here, listen, let me tell you a little something. She's like, if you're my friend, you should really stay away from me. And if you're not my friend, you should really stay away from me. And I was like, oh!
Yeah.
And she closes the door on Amy's stupid face. And I was trying to remember, James, do we ever see Amy again?
I believe so, yes.
Oh, okay. Because Gal asked me, she's like, oh, shit, did she ever, like, get her? And I was like, I can't remember if we ever see Amy again. I said, I really don't remember. Anyway, then we cut back to the Doublemeat Palace, and Buffy is there and has run into the new manager, some dumb blonde woman who's clearly not as good at her job as Manny was, since she's a woman. No. So she's like, Buffy's there to return her uniform, and she's like, oh, wow, like, most people don't even bother. And Buffy's like, oh, well, then can I keep it? Because I love it. And, no. So she's like, yeah, the secret ingredient is that it's not even meat, it's vegetables. And Lorraine's like, how do you know that? Close the door. Buffy's like, okay. So she does, and she sits down, and she's like, listen, this can't get out, because if it does... And I'm like, who's going to believe... What are you worried about? Like, who would believe her anyway? If all of a sudden I called a press conference tomorrow, Jeremy Davis, and I'm telling everyone that McDonald's hamburgers are made of, ball sack meat, like, people are just going to be like, oh, I knew it. It's like, but anyway, she's like, this can't.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
She's like, this can't get out. And she's like, so what do you need to basically, like, how do we buy you off? And Buffy's like, well, I need money. And she's like, you want money? And I'm like, isn't that how extortion normally works, you weirdo? Why are you acting like some crazy thing? And then Buffy's like, yeah, but I want to work for it. I just want my job back. And the lady's like, okay, but no more practical jokes. And And she points to her badge that says 5 years of service, and she's like, I just want you to work towards this. And Buffy's like, I would rather kill myself, but okay, fine. And that's the episode. And I'm like, what are you doing, Buffy? Why didn't you just have this bitch get back to her people and let them cut you a fucking check and then go back to being unemployed? Because you're much better at being unemployed.
Right.
But whatever.
So, to follow up on the Amy question, we do not see her again in season 6. She does make one appearance in season 7.
Oh, okay. Does Willow kill her?
I don't think so.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Sorry. What else do I have here? So, Joss Whedon said in an interview that where the hell did it go? That the portrayal of the fast food industry with the Doublemeat Palace arc caused sponsors to threaten to pull support. He said the only thing that we were ever actually stopped or asked to stop doing was the fast food run. When Buffy worked at the fast food joint, it made the advertisers very twitchy. So apparently the most controversial thing we ever did on Buffy was a hamburger and chicken sandwich.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think that's what they were twitching about.
Jeremy, would you like to play everyone's favorite game, Body Count?
3.
Yes, very good.
I kept track.
Yeah, that's good. I'm happy for you.
For the first time ever, I actually kept track.
Our music this episode, Austin and Hughes with Power Play, Warren Bennett with The Twist, and original score, as always, by Little Tommy Wanker. Jeremy.
Yes, sir?
Would you please tell me and our lovely audience, on our sliding scale of 1 to 5, how many penis monsters do you give this episode?
This is a 2.5 penis monster. So it's got a lot of problems like our last episode did. However, this one's not nearly as fun and entertaining as I feel like last week's episode was. It's not horrible. So, I mean, I'm giving it a 2.5, which is right dead center. It's not horrible. It's not the Pack, but it's just kind of meh. It's the overall story isn't really like this episode doesn't need to exist because nothing is really moved forward of any importance at all.
Right.
It's just we've talked about it before. It's the filler episode. And generally, not always, but probably more often than not, filler episodes usually aren't that good. Sometimes they can be pretty good, but generally not, and this is a generally not. It's an okay episode. It's not like horrible to watch. It did go quickly. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
It flowed and moved quickly, but it was just kind of when it was over, it was like meh. Like I could go the rest of my life and have never seen that, and I'd be fine. So,
right.
That's my take on it. That's all. James?
Yes, sir.
On our sliding scale of 1 to 5, how many decapitated penis monsters would you give this episode, and why?
I am giving this episode 2 decapitated penis monsters. And
Okay.
again, I'm going to make it short and sweet. Pretty much ditto what you said. Listen, it's not... It is so much like last week's episode, but not nearly as enjoyable. Just like you said, like it kind of suffers from all the same issues as last week's episode. Like it's not very well written. There's a lot of plot. There's a lot of plot holes, a lot of plot armor, a lot of inconsistencies. But it's just not as enjoyable as last week's episode. So unfortunately, even though it's not a bad episode necessarily, that does bump it down to a 2 because it's just not as enjoyable. You can have a bad episode, but it still be enjoyable. I know that sounds contrary, but it's true. You can.
Yeah, you can.
So
They've
yeah,
done it before.
That's my take on it.
Hey, James.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about our website and how pointless it is.
We have a fucking website?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was lying.
Yeah. BuffyRevisited.com. You go there, you're going to find our email address, BuffyRevisited@gmail.com. You're going to find a link to our Facebook. Hop onto the Facebook. I post once a week, and it's about the episode that we're going to be revisiting that week. You can hop into the comments there, leave us comments about Buffy, Angel, the Buffyverse in general, the podcast in general. You're going to find a link to our YouTube. Hit that YouTube link. You're going to find the video version of this very podcast.
Mind blown.
This very podcast. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
I am the podcast now.
I'm the podcast now.
Beat to it.
You did beat me to it. And yeah, you can watch the video version of the podcast. Hop into the comments there. Leave us comments, same as over on the Facebook page. Comments about Buffy, comments about Angel, comments about the Buffyverse in general, comments about the podcast in general. And we will probably see them, any of those things, in approximately 3 years.
Yep, we will. I mean, it'll be at least 4.5 years before we see it.
Yeah, we will definitely see it in like 6 years.
Definitely. Listen, we'll see it and we'll respond to it within 12 years.
We will 100% respond to your emails or comments in approximately 27 years.
Okay, you win. 27 years, buddy. That's a long time to wait for a reply from a fucking D-list podcast.
We're number, what were we, number 101 in Uganda?
Yes, 101 in Uganda.
We're 101 in Uganda, buddy. Okay?
Yeah. Yep. Of all podcasts in the world, we're 101, baby.
Listen, like, there's a lot of fucking podcasts, so to make it to the, like, near the top 100 in an entire country?
What are we doing that they like? Because we need to figure it out so we can, like, do it for other people to like. I don't know. We need to do something. Oh, shit. All right. James, next week we are going to be jumping into Season 6, Episode 13, Dead Things.
Dead Things.
Which is the opposite of things that are alive.
Wait, really?
Yes, I'm not kidding you.
Holy shit.
Boom.
Jeremy, can you believe that we are now more than halfway done with Season 6 of Buffy?
We are. 12 is more than halfway to 22.
12 is more than halfway.
That is how math
22.
Works.
It is a factually accurate statement that I made.
It is not inaccurate.
It is not inaccurate. Like, we're blowing through it, buddy. We are blowing through it. No downtime for us.
We never take breaks, ever.
We are cranking it out. We are nose to the grindstone for you, the fans.
We are always face down, ass up, baby.
No.
Okay, my bad.
Okay. Well,
All right,
see
fair
y'all.
enough. Okay. Yes, thanks for joining us this week, as always. And we will see you next week. And kids, stay away from the Tylenol. You don't want the tism. I have been one of your hosts. I'm Jeremy.
Your other host, James.
Ta-ta.